Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Our next guest says that by practicing a healthy morning routine, you can increase productivity and boost happiness. Here to share how, we welcome back the author of Cannonball, Fearlessly Facing Midlife and Beyond, Amy Schmidt. Amy, welcome back. It's great to see you.
Hey, Hannah, great to see you too.
Okay, so this morning routine, is it kind of a necessity? We should really try and work it into our daily lives?
Right. Is it a need to have or a nice to have? And I think for most people, whether you're empty nesters, whether you have parents of littles, whether you're a college kid that struggles in the morning, it is a need to have. A morning routine is a really way to start a productive day. So there's some good ways to do that.
Starting the night before, right? You can really set yourself up for success with a little bit of time invested that evening before.
Yeah. It's really interesting too, because, just weeks ago, the Surgeon General came out with this report that talked about parents are so stressed. An easy way to do this, to alleviate some stress, is to start the night before, putting out outfits. I even did this when my kids were in high school. I would say, hey, kind of set out what you want to wear. And they thought that was a little goofy, but honestly, it does help alleviate some of that morning chaos. Set out your breakfast cereal the night before, maybe have the table set, put your coffee in the coffee maker, little things like that are going to maybe just add a little bit more time to that chaotic morning, which we all know we have.
Oh, for sure. When I wake up and I've remembered to preset my coffee and I can smell it when I come into the kitchen, I'm just instantly happier. We're off to a good start. Well, and then speaking of that, waking up a little bit earlier than your typical alarm can be helpful.
Well, and we're at the start of a school year too for families. So, sometimes it's difficult to not hit that snooze button, but, go to bed a little bit earlier, 5-10 minutes a day earlier every night. And then we get up a little earlier in the morning, and it really does work. And, there's so many benefits to having a little bit of peace and calm in the morning. So if you can get up a half an hour before the rest of the family, before the rest of the house really gets stirring, it's crazy good, because you can sit there and kind of invest some time in how you want to spend your day, get centered, get focused. Maybe have a nice cup of coffee by yourself. You get that clarity and focus. And also, one of the big, really, important things, and this book came out years ago, was Admiral McRaven's book about make your bed. That's another thing to do. So if you get up a little early, you can definitely finish a task and feel like you've already fulfilled one goal for the day.
Well, and this is going to be a tough one for some people, but what not to do is look at your phone first thing in the morning. I know it's so tempting.
It's so tempting. And most often we're sitting with, that's our alarm, right? There are no more alarm clocks, although I really wish that there would be like another alarm clock out there for people to get, because the phone sits right there and it's so tempting. But if you can just sit up and just inhale and say, I'm so thankful for a new day. Put your feet on the ground and just step away from the phone, because you immediately go into that chaotic cadence of, what do I have on my to-do list? Do I need to respond to this email? Start scrolling through, everybody's greatest hits, and you're already feeling deflated. So step away from the phone. Don't just go sit on the couch. Get up, get moving, do something other than, get right to the electronics. It's great for your mental health.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, and how about this one, water before caffeine? I've heard this before. I have to remember to put it in my own routine.
Yeah. Well, the Stanley Cups are out there, so everybody's got the huge cups, and hydration is key, right? We're talking about it all the time. We're always trying to stay hydrated, but it is really important, because your liver works overtime at night, and it's trying to process all the chemicals throughout the day that you have. So it really is to good start with some water. Hey, put some lemon in there. It's even better. And there is proven studies around it really does help with clarity and focus. So why not, start with water before coffee?
And you mentioned earlier briefly getting outside, just a couple of minutes at the beginning of the day, especially that morning sun that we still have right now for a little while longer, can be so beneficial.
For a little while. And it's so important. And there really is no bad outerwear. We can get out there with an umbrella. We can bundle up in the winter. It's so important. And I know I was on before and we talked about 10 minutes of meditative silence. And we can really use that here too, to get outside and by yourself and take in nature around you. What's a really fun challenge for people is to get up and get out early. And for those 10 minutes, take a picture of something in your yard. And maybe it's a tree, maybe it's something, that you have, and you see how it changes throughout the seasons. It makes you be present. It makes you just kind of stop and be still for a minute, but it also makes you engage and, take a picture of something and look at it throughout the year. But just get outside and take in this beauty around you. We take it for granted. We really do.
We do. And then when those dark, cold, very short winter days come, we go, oh my gosh, I really wish I spent more time outside this summer.
Exactly. I know it's true, but getting outside any time of day, it does so good for
Yeah.
boost your spirit, boost your happiness, and that's really key to a routine, consistency around it. And if you do it every day, you can look at that same tree and see with no leaves on it, there's beauty in that too.
For sure. Simple stuff, always worth being reminded of. Thank you so much, Amy. It was great to see you.
You're welcome. Great to see you too.
Amy's book again is Cannonball, Fearlessly Facing Midlife and Beyond. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.